my motto, nothing's ever holding back.
Welcome to the Lone Road iRacers podcast. I'm your host, Guy Robertson, and today we're stepping away from our usual breakdowns of track guides, update analysis and hardware debates. Instead, we're going to ask a question that it's a little deeper. Why do we race on iRacing? At first glance, it's simple. We race because we love motorsport. But the real answer is layered, emotional, personal. Because if you've ever found yourself prepping for a race like it's a Grand Prix, or felt your heart pound on a quali lap, or replayed a close finish for days, you know this sim is more than just pixels and physics. It's a part of who we are. So today it's just me and you. Let's spend the next 30 minutes or so diving deep into what really drives us, mentally, emotionally, and maybe even spiritually, when we hit that race button. Grab your favourite beverage, settle in, and let's talk about the reasons behind racing. The human brain is wired for challenge and reward. From childhood, we seek activities that give us feedback, a way to feel achievement, improvement and mastery. iRacing is a perfect example of that. It's not just a game, it's a psychological playground. Every corner presents a micro challenge. Every lap is an opportunity to improve. The process of sim racing taps directly into what psychologists call flow state, where your skill level perfectly meets the challenge and you become immersed. We lose track of time in the sim. That's not a glitch, it's flow. Our brains love it. Then there's the adrenaline, a feeling usually reserved for real sports or risky activities. But when you're 3 wide into a braking zone at Road Atlanta, the heart doesn't care if it's real or sim. It races just the same. iRacing activates our fight or flight responses, our focus and our motor skills. It's a full body experience. There's something beautiful about that, being able to feel truly alive while staying completely safe. And there's more. Racing gives us agency, a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. In iRacing, it's all up to you, the driver. The track doesn't care whether you are in real life or not. Your rating, your reputation, your results, all have been earned. When you race, you enter a world where your actions have consequences and your effort matters. That's more than fun. That's powerful psychology. Then there's something incredibly soothing about repetition with variation. We take the same corners hundreds of times, but no 2 laps are ever the same. That constant evolution keeps us engaged in a way few other digital activities do. And when we do get it right, when we nail a line or finally beat a personal best, that rush we feel is real. It's not just about winning, it's about improving, getting better at something you care about, seeing progress. That taps into deep motivational wiring, whether you're chasing a license upgrade or shaving off a 10th in the time trial. The pursuit of mastery keeps us coming back. And let's be honest, real life doesn't always reward effort so directly, but sim racing, it notices, it reflects your work, it gives back. And that's a powerful draw in today's fast-moving world. Let's shift gears a little and talk about identity. Racing on iRacing is more than an activity. For many of us, it's a life cycle, an alter ego, even a second identity. It becomes part of how we see ourselves. You might work a 9 to 5, juggle family responsibilities or study time. But once the sim boots up, you become someone else. Maybe a GT3 expert, a dirt oval warrior, or a precision prototype driver. There's something empowering about that. You build your racing resume race by race. You gain experience, scars and highlights. That last lap pass, that win from the back, that impossible save. These moments become part of your story. It's no different than traditional athletes who define themselves through their sport. Sim racing may be virtual, but the pride is real. And so is the community that surrounds it. You find belonging in a league, in a Discord server, in a series that runs every week at the same time. The names become familiar, the rivals become friends, the anonymous racer becomes a teammate. We all crave identity and connection. iRacing delivers both. It gives us space where we matter not for our job title, backgrounds or location, but our racecraft, our consistency and our sportsmanship. You don't just race in iRacing, you exist in it. In a world where many of us feel disconnected, that kind of virtual identity can be surprisingly grounding. It gives us a way to say, this is who I am, this is where I belong. Even your car becomes part of that identity. Your number, your livery, your team. That's not just cosmetics, that's a badge, a visual language that says, I'm here, I belong. And over time, people recognise you, not just by your iRacing, iRating or stats, but by the way you drive. Maybe you're aggressive, maybe you're clinical, maybe you're that guy who never punts, even when he probably should. That reputation, that's you, built one turn at a time. Some people might call it a fantasy, but others who spend a season grinding it in all fixed series or climb the ranks in a league championship know better. It's real, it matters, and it shapes how we see ourselves. So we're going to have a short break and we're going to come back and talk about the virtual paddock. Behind every great sim is a great community. Sure, iRacing has its quirks, tempers can flare at times, the forums can be a little bit wild, but underneath it all, there's something rare, a genuine camaraderie. You see it in post-race chats, you see it in post-race chats, in league discords, in Twitch streams and YouTube comments. People helping each other out with setups, strategies, or just listening after a rough race, or even a good race. Sim racing is solitary until it's not. When you find your crew, your community, your weekly league or favourite series, it becomes bigger. You start looking forward to race nights, not just for the competition, but also for the banter, the inside jokes, the tradition. The one guy who always crashes in turn one, the team liveries and the private practice sessions. It's all a social experience, even when you're physically alone, and that's rare. What's even better is the accessibility. In iRacing you can reach with people from all over the world in seconds. Different cultures, different backgrounds, united by a shared obsession with apexes and brake bias. And let's not forget mentorship. Newbies get advice, veterans share wisdom. Entire team strategies unfold before a race. It's a culture of sharing, all building each other up. In the end, you come for the racing, but you stay for the people. Because nothing beats crossing the line, exhausted, and seeing a great race message from someone who battled you clean for 20 laps. That's community. That's what makes iRacing more than just a sim. What's especially powerful is how good the virtual paddock mirrors the real one. There are rivalries, friendships, late night strategy talks, moments of heartbreak and glory. Just like real racing, it becomes a shared story. We've all seen it. Someone struggling through a slump, getting support from teammates or fellow drivers, or someone bouncing back from a crash, greeted not with blame but encouragement. These little acts of kindness, they build something lasting. And when real life stuff gets heavy, illness, stress or job loss, it's often this virtual racing world that becomes a lifeline. A place where you can show up, be yourself and be seen. The real camaraderie. That's why this community sticks. Let's not forget one of the most underrated aspects of sim racing, the journey itself. Not everyone starts as a top split alien. Most of us begin awkwardly, spinning in pit lane, missing brake markers, getting blue flagged 5 times a lap. But we need to stick with it, and we do. And over time, something shifts. You stop fearing traffic. You start trusting the car. You go from surviving to more strategizing, from reacting to anticipating. It's a climb, one full of setbacks, breakthroughs and hard-won lessons. And the journey is incredibly satisfying. There's joy in becoming better, in watching replays, not to critique yourself harshly, but to understand, to see what worked and what didn't. It's a learning process. Excuse me. Sometimes it's a personal best. Sometimes it's a clean race in a messy split. Sometimes finally understanding how to manage tyre wear. These small wins build a larger story. Your story as an iRacer. And what makes it more beautiful is how low the barrier is. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have a racing pedigree. You need a wheel, a rig and a willingness to grow. That's about it. You can go from zero to hero on your own timeline. No one's rushing you. No one benches you. In iRacing, your pace is your own. And that's liberating. Even the off-track moments matter. The rig upgrades, the sessions where you coach a friend, the livery you design that finally looks just right. Every detail is a thread in the larger tapestry of your sim racing life. This journey isn't measured just in a few times. It's measured in confidence, in knowledge, in emotional investment. You become a better racer and often a more patient, analytical and disciplined person too. So, why do we race in iRacing? We race because it's a challenge, because it tests our minds and our reflexes and our hearts, because it gives us a sense of progress, of mastery and of meaning. We race because it lets us become someone or something more than we are in our everyday lives. A weekend warrior, a virtual pro, a clean racer, and above all, a teammate. We race because it connects us across time zones and continents, across generations and cultures, through triumphs and heartbreaks. Excuse me. iRacing gives us a place to express ourselves, to belong, to grow. And at the end of the day, no matter where you're from, what your rig looks like, or how many races you've won, we all sit in the same virtual cockpit. We all chase the same perfect lap. So whether you race to win, to learn, to escape, or just to feel something, iRacing meets you there. That's why we race, listeners and viewers. So, because competition, We race because it's human, basically. Because competition brings clarity. Because challenge gives us purpose. Because even in a virtual, the emotions are very, very real. We race because we want to feel something. Joy, pride, adrenaline. We race because it makes us better. There's lots of reasons why we all race. But the point is, we race. And we love iRacing. We love the sim. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If this resonated with you, share it with your fellow drivers, leave a review, or just jump into the next race with a little more purpose. Until next time, keep it clean, keep it fast, and keep asking the deeper questions behind the drive. See you on the track soon. Happy iRacing.
Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone. Whatever it takes, we push hard, never alone. I'm in the cockpit, the engines roar, hear me now. We're racing circles, got a hustle, made a vow. Chasing victory, it's all or nothing on the track. Sweet is my motto, nothing's ever holding back. Whatever